You're listening to Spark TV, where we bring you daily interviews with real women in business at all stages. I'm your host, Danielle Lewis, and I am so grateful to have you here. So if somebody is in that stuck phase, so they have just poured their heart and their soul and their money into their business, and they're just feeling like things aren't gelling, things aren't working, do you have a suggestion on where someone might start?
It's I would call that like a little death is happening, I would say. And like death is a part of life. Like we all go through cycles as women actually bleeding, those who bleed, like that's a little death that we have every cycle. And that it's a really good invitation to go within. Like if she, I would invite her to just stop pushing, stop trying to grab
Mm,
at straws and actually just like let it all fall away, sit in the like the despair or the grief, the like, fuck this, like I've tried so hard and this isn't working, and actually go into that a bit. And usually when we go in, same with like resting on our period rather than just taking painkillers and pushing on, like if we actually go
yeah.
in, and there's so much wisdom inside of that, and maybe actually there's a whole different version of her business wanting to be born, or want actually something needs to just actually be cut out. And in a way, I don't know what wisdom, like there's I would say there's something that's wanting to be reborn or reworked.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
yeah, stop. It's usually when we're pushing, it's same like a relationship when we're just trying to make it work. It's like, what if we just let go and
Mm.
see what happens then? That's
Oh my
that's
God, I love that. I just had that moment of like, oh my God, after all of my meetings this morning, I'm gonna go and do this for myself. Just gonna go and let the voices in, let them have a chance.
Totally. Yeah. And it's often sometimes stuff we don't want to hear, and but we know it anyway. You hear it and
Yeah.
you're like, ah, fuck's sake.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
I know.
I know. And
I
you're like, oh,
know.
you've said that before, and I just keep ignoring
I
you.
just kept ignoring it. It just doesn't go
Oh
away.
my God, that is so true. I know. I often think that sometimes when I'm spiraling and I have those moments of like, what do I do? How do I solve this problem? And it's like this, the same answer keeps coming up. And I'm like, have you done that yet? No. Have you done that? No.
I would
Maybe
call
you
that
should
like our
try
wise
that.
woman, or like our intuition, or our wise woman. Like it, the kind of patriarchal goet doesn't really respect, like just like our society doesn't respect elders, like
Yeah.
doesn't respect that deeper, more subtle wisdom that doesn't make sense
Mm.
logically, but it makes sense on a deeper level. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's interesting. I think perspectives are really important. It's just interesting that you mentioned that people don't respect elders. And it's funny because I know, potentially some of them, maybe their ideas are a little outdated when it comes to some things, but I don't think it is when it comes to everything. I think there's real value in, and because it's like anything, when you have a conversation with anyone, you don't have to take everything. You can take the parts that are relevant to you and that will help you move your life forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Mm.
It's not like just because someone's an elder, we need to sit down and listen to everything. It's like, but they've been on the planet for double, triple the amount of time I am. Like they've got some kind of life skill going on because they're still here.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
they've got a house, they've paid off a mortgage, they've raised kids or whatever. Like there's some
Yeah.
kind of wisdom going on. Just might need to sift to find it. It's like, well, they're amazing at packed lunches, or I don't know, it could be something small,
Yeah.
like, or it could be something pretty big.
I know. I remember when I was like having that moment of because I guess probably the first business owner in my family. And I was like, I don't even know anyone that would run a business and rah, rah, rah. And then I, was really pushing against, I don't want your advice, like, rah, rah. And then I had to kind of check myself. I'm like, well, my parents do have their house paid off and they have raised a family and have done this. They must have done a few things right financially, as opposed
Yeah,
to said business owner who just dumps all of her money in and then is like going, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then, but I don't want to take advice from you sensible people.
totally. Yeah, there's a little ego game that can come out, and like it'll make me a failure if I dare to take advice from my parents or something. Yeah, my mom's
Oh my
always
God.
given me business advice.
Yeah.
know what? My mom's a badass. She was such a CEO, like boss in her time. And if I
Oh,
think about my childhood, I've just like all these memories of hearing my mom on the phone being like, no, sorry, that's not good enough. Like we need to, and I've got that like authority in me to believe. I mean, I do a pretty niche business. I've literally had
mm,
accounts deleted because Meta doesn't
yeah.
allow me to advertise, and I've had to have a staunchness about me that I
Wow.
totally got from my mom.
Yeah. That wraps another episode of Spark TV. Shout out to Spark TV sponsor IP Australia for their amazing support of the Spark podcast and women in business. And if no one tells you today, you've got this.